Hello everybody, welcome to my live stream. If you're joining me, say hello, say if you can see me, if you can hear me. I'm just setting up my second screen so that I can see your comments because we have a slightly different view today. I'm trying out something a little bit different. So if you can see me, if you can hear me, please do let me know. My name is Yvette Zedina. Today I am doing this live stream for Finnabair, so we're gonna decorate this little sweeties jar using Finnabair products. As you can see, I've already kind of started it a little bit, just so that you don't have to sit here through the boring parts. But of course, as always, I'm gonna talk you through what I've already done so far. Right. So, I hope that you're all doing well. I hope that you're all doing great in the first day of the new year. And I mean, who's happy to see the back of 2020? I know I definitely am. Hello Becky, hi Agnieszka, hi Eileen. I can see and hear you perfectly. That's great. That's lovely. Right, okay, so I'm gonna sit down and hopefully you won't be able to see my head poking through while I'm working. Right, so this is the jar that I'm going to be decorating today. This is what it looked like before I did everything that I've done to it so far. So this is a plastic sweeties jar. Got it second hand. Got a massive bag filled with like 10 of these. So you're gonna see them on my YouTube, on my Instagrams, and everywhere in the near coming future, in all different shapes and forms. And so what I did to this is I gave it a wash, and then I applied 2 coats of heavy gesso in white. So this is a primer, and when you're working with plastic, you always want to use something to prime the surface. Ideally, you also would want to sand it a little bit, like with a high grit sandpaper or medium grit sandpaper, give it a sand, but I am lazy, so I skipped that part and I used heavy gesso, 2 coats of it, and left it to dry. And then next I applied 1 coat of impasto paint in linen. So this is a very, very thick acrylic paint, so it's almost like really, really thick chalk paint by the consistency. And I've only done 1 coat of it because we don't really need another coat on top. So you can see here, so underneath it's all white. We're going to be distressing it and doing all sorts of stuff to it. So 1 coat is plenty enough. And then I also took a pencil and just drew out some lines, because these are the lines that we're going to be kind of coloring in now. If you want to, you can use masking tape if you want your lines to be straight. I personally don't like using masking tape. Never do. I always you know, just freehand it. I know it's far from perfect, but again, I make distressed and kind of more vintage shabby chic things, so for me it's absolutely fine. For the most part anyway. So I did some lines on the side, and then I did 1 line here, and yeah, so we're now ready to move on to the next step. 100% 2020 is gone, yes. Now let's hope that 2021 is going to be better, because it has, you know, judging by 2020, you know, I don't want to say anything, but I'm not getting my hopes up. Where did I buy these jars? I got these on Facebook Marketplace. I spotted them. Somebody was getting rid of them. There was like 10, I think, or 15 of these in a massive bag. So I snatched them up. And yeah, I don't really know where you would get these, but these are usually used at like weddings and stuff. Hi Claire, you made it. Hi Liliana. Hello Jill. Hi Victoria. Hi Inge. Hello. Leanne, have I already said hello to you? I think I did, but if I didn't, hello again. Jill, hello. Right. Okay, let's get started. So, first thing that I want to do is I want to apply a raised stencil over kind of this center part. This is the side that we're going to be kind of focusing on. We're going to do raised stencil, and then we're going to do like a little floral centerpiece here, like so. But first we need to apply raised stencil over it. So I'm not going to do the back side, just the front. Make it easier for ourselves. This is a Finnabair stencil. I believe it's called Laurels, if I remember correctly. If you know that I'm wrong, then please correct me in the comments. And then to do my raised stencil effect, I'm going to use white sand texture paste, and it's just like a gritty, sandy texture paste. Exactly, it does exactly what it says on the tin. So I'm gonna have to stand up for this. Right, so I'm gonna try and center it as best as I can, and then I just use a palette knife, pick it up, and then you can probably hear it scraping. That's the sandy texture of it. So I just kind of go like this, and then let's take the stencil off. Ta-da-da! Right, so there's going to be our raised stencil. I should have thought about this beforehand. There's always something that I forget before a live stream, and this time it's like baby wipes so that my stencil doesn't stick. Well, I'll just have to sit it to the side and hope that it doesn't stick too much before I'm able to wash it off. And then I'm just gonna take a cloth and clean up the edge a little bit where we went over. So like this, and then I'm gonna take my heat gun and I'm just gonna dry it for a minute or so, just so that it's a little bit just so it hardens up before I start painting, so that I don't mess it up. So close your ears for a minute. That should do for now. It's still not dry, but it's not like as super wet as it was earlier, so I can work around it now. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to paint our brown stripes on. So this is the paint that I'm going to use, brown impasto paint, dark chocolate. Again, so same thing as the linen that I used earlier, but in a dark brown color. So this is a very thick paint and I'm going to be painting lines, so I'm just going to add a tiny bit of water into it and mix it up just so that it flows a little bit better. Right, okay, so I can see I've missed a lot of comments but I can see that there's a there's people coming my way to get my jars, as far as I understand, and you're more than welcome to come and visit me, or you would be more than welcome to come and see me and take the jars, but I'm afraid I'm in tier 4 so I think you might be against the law if you come and see me. Right, and then so to start painting the lines, I have a flat brush, acrylic bristles, and I'm just gonna pick up a bit of paint. And what should we do? Should we start from here or should we start from here? I think we'll start from here, from this side, and I'm just gonna start applying paint. I'm kind of trying to guide my brush around the lines that I applied with a pencil. This is one of those things where it really depends on the day, like how straight my lines are going to turn out. I'm going to have to sit down for this one. I'm going to keep standing up and sitting down throughout this live stream. And I have to sit down so that I can rest my elbow on the table, make it a little bit easier. But yeah, it depends on the day. Like some days my hands are a little bit more shaky and a little bit less willing to cooperate, so the lines come out not as nice and straight, and some days it's a little bit better, so we'll see what kind of day it is today. We're about to find out. I hope that you've all had a really good Christmas. I haven't seen you since before Christmas, so please do tell me how your Christmas went and New Year's and all of that. I hope that you've all kind of took some time off, spent it with family, and you know, if you're able to. I know we did. I took 3 days off completely, where I did 0 crafting, which sometimes is very necessary because it gives you that time to recharge and kind of bring in some new ideas and think of stuff, because when you're always like, you know, I am at least this kind of way, I'm always go go go, keep making stuff, keep creating, and then, you know, you kind of burn out a little bit. So I feel a little bit more fresh now after those 3 days. So now moving on to the next line. So we're gonna make like a pattern. Right, my hands are a bit more shaky today, so the lines are turning out a little bit more wavy, but that's okay because we're going to distress the lines later on, and you won't be able to see that because it's all going to be just a one shabby beautifulness. That's not a word. Well, it is now. I need to try not to laugh while I'm doing this because it makes my hand shake more. Right. What have I missed? I can sacrifice for the jars. Yeah, we all have something, don't we? Not all of the jars that I got were so like small and tiny. There's like 2 sweetie jars that are like this kind of shape, but they're like massive. They can fit in 1 kilogram of pasta inside. something that I learned, because like you know, I don't really have that many sweeties at home, so can't really keep sweeties inside them. But well, you know, I don't have enough sweeties to fill in 15 jars. So I put pasta in one of them, and to my surprise I was able to fit in two 500 grams, 2 kilo, did I say 2 kilos of pasta? I'm lying, that's not true. A kilo of pasta, two 500 grams, gram packs of pasta. So now I'm not gonna have any loose packets of pasta in my pantry. They can all go into the jar. Right, so that's one side done. Hello, Denise. Happy birthday, yes. Happy birthday. Right. I'll go back to painting my lines. I do find that you know, having these kind of flat brushes in different sizes really helps when you want to freehand some stripes or some checks or something like that, because then you just use your brush as a guide for the size of the lines that you want. You want to try and maintain a similar kind of pressure throughout, which I'm not very good at today, as you can see. But like, if you try and maintain the same amount of pressure on your brush, it only spreads out a decent line. So by the way, guys, if you are able to, then please share this live, you know, on either on your page or in kind of groups where you're a member. If you're allowed to share, you know, these kind of lives, spread the word so that more people can join us and see and learn something new, because that's always good, isn't it? Right. So that's going to be our lines on the jar for now, and then I need to do the lid as well. This is a very nice treat watching this. Oh, well, thank you so much. And then I'm going to paint this brown as well. So yeah, I took some time off over Christmas and Christmas Eve and stuff, and didn't do any like creating or anything like that. And then in like 2 days after that, I managed to actually finish like 2 whole projects, which, you know, quite complicated projects. So it was like a nice breath of fresh air. So what have you been working on today or these past few days, or like since Christmas? Have you been doing any crafting, creating? What have you created? Let me know. Tell me about what you've been doing. Also, did you have a nice Christmas? Did you get lots of presents? What did you get? What was the highlight of your Christmas day, if you celebrate Christmas, of course? Right, so that's kind of what we're looking at. Not gonna close the lid for now. shouldn't have put that much paint on, really. Right, so if you wanted your lines to be darker, you could just go over them, you know, again. But I'm happy with what I'm seeing so far, so I'm just going to set this to the side for now. And then, let's see how our white sand is doing. It's drying up really, really nicely. So again, I'm going to get the heat gun out quickly and just get all of this paint dry, and again help the sand the race stencil a little bit more as well, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so next we're going to start doing a little bit of distressing, and I think on the lid, oh, that's not fully dry, one sec. Just going to dry up the lid. What I want to do on the lid is I want to do a little bit of dry brushing and spread this line out a little bit, kind of upwards. So I'll take a natural bristle brush, pick up a little bit of paint, then smudge it all out on my plate so that there's only a little bit left, and then I'm gonna start from the line and kind of start moving the paint outwards like this to kind of bring that line up a little bit. Thank you so much, Denise and Eileen. Oh, you finished your poinsettia and the You've been busy. And Neshka finished one project too, almost finished and started another one. See, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to see. Somebody else is also working on a million projects at once. I typically have like 8 projects on the go. But recently, since I've started using my heat gun a lot more and just, you know, being a little bit braver with drying the mediums a bit more, and started dabbling in like mixed media more and doing, you know, a lot of different kind of things that don't require actual like drying time, full drying time, you know, of like 2 days or something like that. I have been able to work on less projects, but they take like not as much time nowadays, so that's good. So I've been able to work on less projects but get them finished much quicker. Right, so this is our lid. We've dirtied it up a little bit. I love this already. Is it weird that I'm like in love with this lid already? I kind of don't even want to do anything to it anymore. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, and this is dry enough now for me to dry brush over it. So I'm gonna take, again, same brush, same paint, and dry brush over our stencil and turn it into a nice brownish colour. And then I'm also kind of going in on the edges of the stripe that I did here, and I'm kind of dragging it out a little bit more. And I don't know, feel free to disagree with me, but I think it's turning out cute already. You know, I'm typically not very good at planning out the project, you know, to like the finished result in my head. I don't have like a very vivid imagination. You know how I've seen that kind of like test on Facebook or wherever, you know, where like, when I tell you to imagine an apple in your head, what kind of picture do you see? And then it goes from like a really clear apple that you see in your head to like a very blurry to like a completely dark black square. And mine is usually like a really blurry apple. So whenever I try to imagine how my project is going to look like in the end for these kind of live streams, or like what I want to do, because you know a live stream needs a little bit of preparation, it's always a little bit scary because I'm like, oh, you know, what if it doesn't turn out the way that I want to see it. Right, so now I'm gonna go in from the neck. And I also always like to like improvise, and I'm going over the linen stripe from the top and dragging it out. And then we're also going to go over the other side, and on the other side we're not going to be doing any like compositions or raised stencils or anything, but I still want the other side to look nice, so I'm going to use the dry brush to go around this bit, kind of in a circle. So again, like what you can see me doing right now is about 10% of me thinking it through for the live stream. I'm just improvising because I also like don't have a very good memory. So like if I think of something, oh, I want to do this, and then it actually comes to me doing it, I forget. Which I recently did in one of my videos that I did for my YouTube channel. I was doing a piano. Oh, and now I'm just kind of going out from the outside and inwards. So doing like a little circle. Yeah, so I did a decoupage and like molds piano. Jewellery box, and I had planned to add molds and I completely forgot about it, so I painted the whole thing, and then once I painted it, I remembered that I was planning to add molds to it, so I had to like go back and redo it. Right, so now let's add a bit more distress into here, to this side. Right, let me just read the comments so I have something to go off of. I've completed one set of Design makes and sent to Hochanda. Have done 7 of 8 makes for another company, keeping busy whilst waiting for Sir Vagabond stencil order at the beginning of November. Steampunk mixed media pieces. You are one really busy lady. Let me tell you that. I wish I had the time. But only goes to show that, you know, if you have that kind of creative flow, you just need to stay in it. That's all that matters. And also, yes, postage nowadays is a bit insane. Yeah, you can order things God knows when and like get them next year. Improvising is good. Yes, I agree, Denise. I don't know. It doesn't matter how hard I try to not improvise and think things through. It never happens to me. To just like following what I had planned. Right. So now again, distressing the light stripes by kind of going from the bottom towards the middle, and I'm leaving the middle much lighter. I'm kind of trying to do a bit of a faded effect. Okay, so let's put this on, see where we are. So this is what we're looking at the moment. How cute is it? How cute is it? Right, I'm gonna take a clean plate and we're gonna add a tiny little bit of white impasto, linen impasto. So again, I'm gonna use a dry brush, but this time I'm gonna take I have like a little flat natural bristle brush, and it's really good for when you need to just like distress fine. And then kind of using again a dry brush, but I'm going over the brown stripe, and it just kind of softens up the uneven parts of my stripe. Ah, screw it, let's go over it a bit more. I always do that. Again, I already said. I think, nah, more is more. More is more in my books. Make them a little bit lighter. Pencil. You can't see what I'm doing now with my just my hands. Liliana waiting for all my stencils as well. Oh, such a drag, isn't it? Especially over Christmas period. Oh, thanks, Eileen. Well, dry brushing is definitely like one of my favorite techniques. Like I already said, I'm a big fan of kind of vintage, shabby, distressed look, and I practice on almost every single piece that I do. And even if you're not distressing it, dry brushing is great for just adding highlights and or shadows or whatever you want to add. It's just such a great technique. Everybody needs to try it. Hello, Francis. Love dry brushing. It really brings things to life in a grungy, distressed way. Looking fabulous. Thank you. Yes, it really is. Like, I don't know. What was I even doing until I discovered dry brushing? I can't even think. I don't even know. What was my life before that? Oh, hello, Teresa. You made it. Lovely to see you. Happy New Year. I hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a lovely Christmas and a New Year. We actually ended up having a really good Christmas considering, the circumstances. We just spent it like just the three of us and the cats. You can't forget about them. And it is really nice. Right. So, again, this is where we are right now. Should I add a little bit? Yeah. Just a little bit. There you go. Right, so this is where we are again. Right, we are ready to move on to assembling of our kind of floral piece. So these are the little mechanicals that I've picked out for the floral piece. So I'm going to show you this little mechanicals lead. So it fits in. I mean, I need to use this sometime soon because I've been thinking I need to use you soon. Now this one I forgot to pick out the pack, so it's just a flower. Is it one of these metal embellishments? No, it's not one of these. It's, oh god, I'm a bit of a mess today, sorry. So forgive me. But it's like a little trinket. And then I also have these little Roman numerals I think we might fit into somewhere. And the idea is to kind of sit the leaf on the bottom, trinket, and then I also have a little bit here, which, you know, I'm just going to use a little bit so that the flower sits a bit higher up on the trinket, like this. So to glue it down, I'm going to use heavy body gel, which is glues down everything so well, except the only problem is that it takes a little while to set. So I might get my glue gun and might have to keep it kind of stay in place until heavy body gel is dry, because once it's dry, oh geez, it can hold a lot of stuff. I finished a project where I did a frame for a mirror, and I decoupaged on the other side of the mirror, and I couldn't fit it back in because the the parts that hold it, they're just like, so they don't, I couldn't fold them back in and into place the way that they were supposed to fit in. So around the frame, and I glued it in. I left it overnight. I sat it kind of upside down, so you know the gravity was helping. Upside down, and now it's glued to the frame. Like, you can't do anything to it. It's not going anywhere. Like, I can shake it. So, good stuff for gluing down, you know, things that you want to keep there forever. I'm going to get a brush, and heavy body gel on here on the leaves. What am I watching? Hello, you are watching a live stream. My name is Zip, and I am showing you how to decorate a plastic sweetie jar using Finnabair products. A line from Prima, so similar to Redesign with Prima, but and they do decorating mediums, art supplies, I don't know, gels, paints, all sorts. So, is it ready? Need a little bit of it here and there. Perhaps it stick, and then center it. Tidy up. Once heavy body gel is dry, it's completely clear. Dries completely clear, so you won't be able to see any of this white poking through. So next we're going to place this trinket. Again, I'm going to pop some heavy body gel onto it. We're going to go here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue. Is it centered? Yeah, more or less. And then we're gonna, I'm just gonna use hot glue to pop a piece of cardboard into there. Gonna need a bit of now. I'm gonna leave the Roman numerals for now, and then I don't know, I might come back to them because I like to keep things quite simple. I like to look at other people's complicated collages with a lot of things going on, but when it comes to actually me creating, I don't think I have the patience to create like really complicated, or at least not that often I have that much patience to create like really complicated collage pieces. I'm a simple transparent to metal embellishments, and the reason why we're applying it on is so that then we can paint it. We're going to paint over it with a little bit of the reason clear is because I'm not going to cover all of it in metallic paint, to still be able to see a little bit of like the natural metal that is, So once it's dry, it's just going to stay kind of the same color. It's going to go completely clear, and you'll be able to see the color underneath. So the best of both worlds, it allows you to still be able to see the natural of the metal element while priming it for whatever you want to do next to it. So like I want to apply a little bit more paint over the top of it, or if you want to like apply some metallic wax or any kind of wax really over the top of it. I know there's a lot of people get it dry now. So again, gotta get the heat gun out. If you can still see me or hear me, let me know. Because I can't see. I'm very delayed on the computer, so I don't know if it's still happening or not. Okay, is this better? Is this better now? Okay, good. Okay, right. It'll be our internet. I don't know why. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to make sure that next time I switch to my mobile internet straight away before the live stream, because for some reason our Wi-Fi, I think that happened on one of my workshop streams as well, the week before, where it should be a bit. Gone again. Right. I don't know if I should restart the stream or something. So sorry about this, guys. We are almost at the end, so if you can see me, then let me know, and then we'll get this finished and hope that next time the internet is just going to be a bit better. Yes, well, it does really seem like it is out of control, unfortunately, because I've now switched to my mobile internet, which, you know, 4G should be a bit better, but it must be the weather then, I'm afraid, so I'm really sorry. Right, let's get this finished. So the last thing that we need to do is, since we've already done all of this, the last thing that we need to do is we need to add a little bit of sparkle onto our flowers. And so I'm going to be using Art Alchemy acrylic paint. These are called sparks, so they are metallic paints, but they are like super highly pigmented metallic paints, and they are really like, the word sparks describes them really, really well. They really sparkle. So this is called a dragon's eye, and I'm gonna just take a little bit and add a little bit of gold over my flower, like over the edges and everything, and just make it a little bit more metallic. As I don't know if you can see, but there's still a little bit of white gesso peeking through where I applied it a little bit heavier, so it's not like fully dry yet, but once it's dry it'll go transparent, or we can work with this. So I'm making the flower a little bit more gold over the petals. Better now, glad I stayed. Okay, good, good. Again, so sorry, guys. Hi, Ayoti. I don't know if I've already said hello. I saw that you joined the live stream. Hello, it's very nice to see you. Glad to have you here. Even if the internet is a bit choppy and keeps popping out, fingers crossed things are going to improve, you know, next time. I don't know what it is. And then over this little trinket a little bit. But I don't know. If things don't improve, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to call the internet people, and I don't know. Really don't like doing that. I don't like calling people. So if any of you are good on the phone, then if you want to call for me, then please do. Right. Now I'm going over the leaves a little bit. So as you can see, I'm not covering the whole thing. I'm still leaving a little bit of the natural metal peeking through. Right, so we've got a bit of gold. I don't know, should I do the nib part gold, or should I leave it? What do you think? I think it's a bit too gold now. I think I'm gonna get it dry, and then we're gonna go over with a little bit of white gesso just to tone it down, because I really like how almost country the rest of the container is, and this might be just a little bit too glamorous for country, so we're gonna tone it down a little bit once it's dry. Let it cool down before I do anything. Oh, thank you guys, thank you for your understanding, you know, with the internet problems. I really need to remind myself next time, or somebody remind me next time, to switch to mobile internet straight away, just so that at least I know that I don't have to change it or switch to mobile internet halfway through the live stream. Right, so let's take some white gesso. You can use white paint for this instead, and again dry brush, and we're gonna go over the tops just a little bit. This is still hot. This is one thing that I'm still getting used to, using a heat gun. It works well with these products, it gets everything dry really quickly, but metal heats up and then holds the heat for a long time. Still need to it's still, you know, something that I need to get used to. Just make a line at the lid that goes around, that would look like china. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I was also thinking maybe instead of doing a line or something like that, we could add a little bit of jute rope around and just do a little bow on the side, and make it look a little bit more, you know, country chic. Or we could make the jute string a bit more chic with some gold wax, which is something that I do like to do quite often actually. Yes, okay, I've got the idea. It's okay guys, I've got this. Right, so we're now toning the gold down a little bit with white gesso. And we're also gonna add, since we've ended up with a bit more of a country chic style. Hi Belinda, lovely to see you. Since we're going for a bit more of a country chic style, we're gonna use a little bit of liquid acrylic. So this is acrylic paint, very highly concentrated acrylic paint. This is titanium white. This is perfect for white paint splatters. You need to shake it up well before you use it. So typically I would just use, or I used to use, just white paint and have to water it down till it's a perfect consistency for paint splatters and stuff. But this is perfect. Since I've had this, I literally have not been watering down my paint because I'm lazy, you know. And so again, natural bristle brush, as you can see, I have a lot of them because I use them a lot, and a bamboo barbecue stick, and then we just kind of do this a little bit. And just splatter some paint. Need to hold it in this kind of position. Paint splatters, I find, is something that you either love or you hate. Like, I've never met a person that is like that doesn't really have an opinion on paint splatters. So if you're one of those people that doesn't have an opinion on paint splatters, let me know. But like, I've never met a person that doesn't care about paint splatters. They either love it or they hate it. I am personally somebody that loves splattering paint. I love that kind of vintage look. So we're just adding a little bit of country chic look to our thing. Right, how do I place this now? Like this. So of course I know it's not like ideal, you can't really see much of a detail in a live stream on camera, so I'm gonna post pictures either tomorrow, probably tomorrow, yeah, I'll try and take some tomorrow and post them in the group and on my page and my Instagram and stuff. So if you want to have a closer look at this, then make sure to kind of tune in. Right, there you go. So that's after the paint splatters. I love them, love splatters. Just did it for the first time and I'm undecided. Teresa, you know what? For some reason I am not surprised that you're undecided. I can see you being a hater. I'm a paint splatter hater. For some reason I can definitely see you. So I don't know, don't disappoint me. Belinda, I love the look of them, but I hate doing the splatters. I have them everything except where I want them. Well, you know, I literally, like, my whole desk is covered. I specifically, like, I have this thing where I keep all of my paints, like, in front. It's like a like the top of like a Welsh dresser that I have here, and I specifically distressed it a lot when I repainted it before I put it on my desk, because I knew that once I start paint splattering, it's gonna look very distressed as is. So, you know, I may as well go with the flow. Right, okay, jute string. Last little touch. Where is my jute? Just had it on my desk. Ah, there it is. There it is. Right, okay. I conveniently have a bit of already cut off. Can't remember what I cut it off for. We're gonna double up. So I'm gonna chop a piece, cut it in half, and then we're gonna go round. Ah, don't roll away from me. Is this going to be enough for a little bow? I always have that problem. I either don't cut off enough or cut off too much. This is going to be not enough, is it? Right, let's tie it around. Maybe we could even leave it just like this, you know, without having a bow. Just kind of leave it hanging, or not. No, we need a bow. Right, I need a longer string. Luckily, I always find use for my shorter pieces. Never bin them. I'm doing a small project. I use shoes cardboard box to do splatters because I hate clearing them from the surface. Yep. We need to make an invention that contains the splatters. Yes, well, I think some people do use like a shoe box or something like that. Or just a cardboard box to kind of do it inside of. But like, since I'm always either filming or doing something, I always, you know, what's the point? I may as well just embrace it. Right, there you go. Right, we have a nice little bow on the side, and then we're gonna glam it up just a tiny little bit with some wax. Let's find vintage gold. So that's going to go well with the gold that we have on our floral. And then I need to take my plate back, squeeze out a tiny bit, and then take a little brush, any brush will do, and then I just kind of go over the string. And what it does is, because it's like a jute string, and it's not like a contrasting color, it's not like a bright white or a black, it doesn't like stand out super like strongly, but it just gives like a tint. That falls on it. Oh no, it says that it's go over the bow like this, here and there in places. And there you guys go. So this is the finished result. So we went from this to this. So I don't know, you tell me what you think, to whether you like it, whether you don't, what you would have done differently. Feel free to give me any and all of your I don't know, I personally really like it. And I'll tell you what, this stencil that I used, laurels, at first I first saw it, it's, you know, it's such a simple stencil, simple pattern. I was a bit like, oh, you know, like I like my things to be out there, but like now I think, and I love it. It gives you like a background, but it also makes it so much more appealing. Thank you so much. Can't believe, oh no, this isn't glass, this is or more believable. But yeah, this is it. Plastic, unfortunately. You won't find 15 of these in glass for a tenner, that's for sure. But yeah, even plastic, 15 of these for a tenner is pretty good price for me personally. So yeah, there you guys go. Like I already said, I'm gonna post some pictures of the finished result tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for tuning in and keeping me company tonight, and just, you know, loved having you here. and I will see you guys on Monday, because I am streaming again on Monday, and I think we're going to decorate a plant pot. So yeah, if you want to see plant pots, then tune in on Monday, same time, 8:30 UK time, or 3:30 Eastern Standard Time in America. So yeah.